Good morning, viewers. We're here at High-End 2016, and I'm in a room with a list of just star characters. And I'd like to introduce everybody, starting from my left. My name is Peter Bruniger. Your name is?
Oliver Goebel.
And what do you make?
We're responsible for the speakers and the cables.
You're a great speaker manufacturer.
Thank you.
And next, your name is?
Louis Desjardins.
Hi, Louis.
We know each other, I think.
Yes, we do. And Louis manufactures the Kronos turntable. Louis is introducing the new power supply, and he'll tell us about that in just a moment. And next in line,
I'm Raphael Pash.
Hi, Raphael.
CH Precision.
How are you?
We are here presenting the electronics in partnership with Goebel Audio.
And I think we have the president of CH Precision.
That's correct. My name is Florian Cossy.
Good to meet you. My name is Peter Bruniger. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to, after we all say quickly what we do for our companies, we're going to do a video shoot of all of the products in the room, and then we're going to play some test pressings from Groove Note Records, Vanessa Fernandez, When the Levee Breaks. And these are Led Zeppelin covers, and they're very, very cool. Oliver, how long have you been making loudspeakers?
Now since around 14 years.
14 years. 14 years.
Yes.
And you have a very special technology. It's that kind of rectangular drive unit. What do you call that?
It's a bending wave speaker.
Bending wave speaker.
A stiff bending wave speaker. It's different. And it covers a frequency range from 170 Hertz to 30K. Everything out of one speaker.
And Mr. Desjardins from Kronos, you have a very unique turntable. Your turntable has a counter-rotational platter, and you have introducing a new power supply today. Tell us a little bit about the power supply.
Well, the idea with the counter rotation in the beginning with Kronos was about getting rid of parasitic vibrations due to torque force. And we have done some research with various motor drive systems, always looking to reduce vibrations. And now finally in the power supply section, we've come up with a DC accumulator.
Okay.
We call this SCPS1. It uses two banks of supercapacitors. It's basically like a battery, but without a battery. It has close to zero impedance, unbelievably high power reserve, and it allows the turntable to be disconnected from the wall but constantly charging at the same time by switching the two banks of capacitors. So basically all the advantages of battery, but with a higher performance level, and further reducing vibrations in the turntable system.
That's great, because we heard it a little bit yesterday, and we're going to have a full demonstration today of it, and viewers, you're in for a shock and a surprise. And Raphael from CH Precision and our president from CH Precision, you guys have been in CH and have built CH Precision from the ground up. How old is your company now?
So the company is right now 7 years old.
7 years?
Yes, and we have introduced the first product on the market 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
How many products do you currently have in your line?
We have 7 products.
7
right now.
products.
Yes.
Do you have power amplifiers and line stages?
Correct. Yes.
Do you also have phono stage?
Phono preamp,
Okay.
equalizer, yes.
Okay.
We do have SACD player, converter.
Excellent, excellent. And you're based in France.
In Switzerland.
I'm sorry, excuse me. Based in
we speak
Switzerland,
French.
speak French. In Europe, viewers, the languages overlap sometimes. So sometimes we think we are meeting a Frenchman and we're meeting someone from Switzerland. Well, let's get to it. Let's show the viewers the different products in the room. I want to thank you guys for coming and joining us all together today inside the room for this wonderful chance to be introduced. Again, thank you. It's great to meet you.
My pleasure.
Great to meet you.
Thank you.
Great to see you again, Louis.
Thank you, Peter.
And great to see you again, Oliver.
Great to see you.
Great, thank you. Well, now let's individually go through and look at the superb products in the room today. This is the world premiere of the new way to power a turntable. Louis, tell us about your design that you've made for the new supply for your beautiful Kronos table.
Well, our idea was initially to find a means to isolate the turntable from the mains, meaning the grid. and there is always power fluctuations and noise in the grid. People use power conditioners, but we wanted to go much further than that and actually get not reconditioned power, but pure power. Our initial development was with batteries, and we found that with batteries there were improvements in the signal-noise ratio, but batteries had impedance issues in which we felt that we were losing some of the drive in the music using batteries with the turntable. Now, using DC motors, it was very easy and possible for us to easily test that. So, and also today it's very difficult to ship batteries and on air because there have been accidents with lithium batteries. So we didn't want to get involved into this thing. And also environmental issues. Environment is very important for us and for our customers. So we wanted to make sure that we weren't leaving an environmental imprint that would be negative. So the idea was actually to replace the idea of batteries with capacitor banks. And to do this, we used the latest technology, supercapacitors. These capacitors are used in Formula One racing. This is the capacitors that they put in cars and that allow these cars to have 150 horsepower power boost on demand for about 30 seconds. But you can imagine what kind of power accumulation you need to do this.
Storage in that capacitor.
Exactly. And it's basically around 10,000 times the storage of a similar size electrolytic capacitor, if that gives you an idea.
How many of them do you have in each unit?
Well, we have enough capacitors here in each bank to be about the equivalent of 15 1,000 watt amplifiers. So when you see a 1,000 watt amplifier, a solid state, let's say, amplifier, you'd think that the power reserve is what we have in there is 15 times what a 1,000 watt amplifier is. So you could start your car with this thing. Now, not that we want to do this, but what we want to have is such a power that the generating aspect of a motor, meaning the back EMF, cannot go and interrupt the power inflow that motor is going to receive. So having spent 2 years developing this system, it's the first in the world to be used in turntables, as far as I know. Having tested this, I was hoping to achieve the same result as we were having with batteries, but now we've noticed that the sound improvement was phenomenally better than what we had ever achieved with batteries.
Well, I heard an initial report of your North American distributor came to visit you 2 months ago in Montreal, and that both of you were off your chairs with excitement of how good it sounds. To the world and to our viewers, this is the first production model that we're seeing here being shown in public display. We will be receiving this down in our system over the next several months, and Louis will come down to visit and further talk about it, and we'll be doing some A/B comparisons so you yourself can hear it for yourself.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Peter.
Mr. Desjardins, for making such a beautiful turntable. The counter-rotational aspect of the turntable, no matter what anyone says, is a genius idea. And it simply just removes all vibration. You can stand and you can have a whole team of breakdancers stand right there on the floor in front of your turntable and dance, and the needle won't jump or move.
That's your experience in your system?
That's my experience.
Excellent. That's what we like to hear.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And viewers, I want you to meet Oliver Goebel. Oliver, you make a very interesting loudspeaker that has a unique drive unit. Could you point that out to us and tell us about it?
Yes, it's a worldwide unique technology. It's a bending wave speaker. It covers a huge frequency range from 170 to 30K. Everything out of one speaker, without crossover between, no phase shift, phase coherent speaker over the whole frequency range. In addition to this, it has a very, very equal dispersion range over the whole frequency range. So you don't get the sweet spots in the tweeters that make a sweet spot because of the narrow dispersion range. You don't have this here. to also radiate in below 170 hertz. We have here the bus speakers, what you see here and here, and also on the back they are working impulse compensated to compensate the back forces of the drivers.
We see it back here, viewers.
And also you see here the bending wave, the back, it's open in the back, so you don't have reflections of enclosures in this frequency range.
Now, the bending wave in the back, is that the same unit as the bending wave in the front, or is
Yes.
that a second bending wave
No,
unit?
what you see here actually is the basket of the front driver.
Oh, I
This is
see.
really the basket, and it's open in the back, only damped the high tones so you don't have too much reflections in the room in the high tones from the back.
Now I understand, and I've seen this speaker for several years, and I didn't realize that the technology was such that it was open like that in the back.
Yeah.
How about that? Learn something new every day. Well, very good. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Peter.
Okay, have a great show.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
And I'm going to introduce again the CH Precision team. Florian, you're the president of the company, and you have one of your head designers here. Could you introduce us to him and let him tell us about your products?
Yes, so Raphael has joined the team 3 years ago, and now he's in charge of the US market, and he's at the head of this new company called CH Precision America.
Very good. Raphael, tell us about the products you have here. Thank you, Florian.
Thank you, Peter.
So my name is Raphael, and as Florian was saying, I've been here for 3 years. I'm an electronics engineer to start with, and I'm here to develop the products inside all the electronic circuit boards that go inside our products. But I've also taken the hat of being the head of, or the face of CH Precision America, and I'm here to help and build a network for your country. So as far as the products are concerned, behind you, you can find all the electronics that makes the complete system that we have. Obviously, from the turntable, you go to a phono stage, which is called the P1. This has got 2 different types of input, current and voltage input.
And you can see it right here, viewers.
Over there, just
we
over
go.
there. Then from there, you have the line stage.
That's why it says phono, because you can
That's
right.
right. Because you can, we have developed an app, which is an Android-based app
That you could tap in
and you can provide the name of what you want. Absolutely.
Yes. So you could call it My Phono, you could call it Kronos, you could call it anything you want.
You could call it anything you want.
Understood, okay.
And then from this creates the analog path. We have the digital path, which has got a CD and SACD player, followed by a converter, which
Okay.
is the C1. At the bottom are 2 X1s, which are external power supplies that are providing DC power to all the 4 units above them. And then from there, following these cables, you reach 2 M1s, a pair of M1s, which are configured as dual mono. And in each box, you have 2 amplification channels. So these amplifiers can be used as a stereo unit or as a mono unit. You can also bridge them, and in this case, we're biamping them. And therefore, we are able to control the bass and the medium and highs separately. One of the good aspects of doing biamping is that you can control the ratio of local versus global feedback of your highs and your bass differently. And therefore, you want to let your highs go very open, so you're going to let them loose, unlike the bass, where you want maybe some, it depends on the loudspeakers, but for some loudspeakers you want to tighten them a little bit. And by doing biamping with these amps, then you can control them independently.
Well, the proof is in the listening, and we would love to listen to the system. Could we do so?
Of course we can.
Okay, let's listen next. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Okay, I've asked Louis Desjardins to drop the needle on the Immigrant Song, Dan on guitar and Vanessa on vocals. Here we go.
from the land of the ice and snow, from the midnight sun where the hot springs flow. The hammer of the gods will drive our ships to new lands, to fight the horde, singing and crying. Valhalla I am come. On the way sweet with threshing iron, our only God will be the western shore. We come from the land of the ice and snow, from the midnight sun where the hot springs flow. How soft your fields so green can whisper tales of gold, of how we calm the tides of war. We are your overlords. Always sleep with threshing iron. Our only goal will be the western shore. So now you better stop and rebuild all your ruins. For peace and trust can win the day, despite of all you're losing.
That was an outstanding presentation. Vanessa was like in the room with us, right in between the speakers with extraordinary focus. And I think that's a real benefit because of the speaker, the wave launch that the Goebel speaker does. I think the electronics are fast and musical and detailed, and the extraordinary turntable from Kronos with the new power supply, with this way DC is delivered to the motors. Louis, it's just fantastic. I'd like all of you to take a bow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
Yep, thank you, and have a great 2016.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.